Hi friends, this is Mary back again from Rocky Mountain Gardens, and today we're going to change course a bit because I've been out thrifting several times recently with friends, and I thought I would share with you some of the real treasures that I picked up today. So I'm going to start with this picture in an oval frame. Is that not awesome? I love the fishing scene. And I do have a plan to transform this frame. It's a little too gaudy gold for me, and I'll take you with me when I do that in my next Flipping Friday. So my next item is something I got from my daughter, and of course with fall coming up and I'll be decorating my home right at the beginning of September, I'll share it with you. And this is a pheasant that she bought for her grandma, but never remembered to take it back to Washington where her grandma lives and give it to her. So she asked me if I wanted it, and I did. And I'm going to try to tone down this gold as well, make it a little bit more, what's that word? I'll try to make it a little bit more muted. Oh, I forgot to mention that oval picture that I just showed you, I purchased for $6.99. And just yesterday when I went out thrifting with my friend, I got this. It's a home for solitary bees, mostly that are native bees here in our country. And they like to make just, have one bee make a home in each of these little circles because they like either creating their nest in mud or in little holes in trees and so on. So this offers them a new place to live. You know how we like our pollinators here in my garden. Now this next thing is a little milk pitcher. It's blue and white. Isn't it gorgeous? And it doesn't have a maker's mark on the bottom of it, but I think I paid $3.99 for it. I actually got this at an antique store when I was out antiquing with friends. Now for fall, I have a few ducks that I put out, and I found this one. It's very muted colors. Can you see them? And it's just so cute. And I believe I paid $2.99 for it. And oh my goodness, I found this great vase made of milk glass. And it has, I believe it's called English. It's an English pattern. When I remember the name, I'm going to put it up here for you. Next, while antiquing, I found this rolling pin, and I have been hunting for rolling pins with patterns engraved in the wood, and I haven't found one until I went antiquing. And guys, this one was not too bad of a price. It was $4.99, and that was at an antique store, so I was thrilled to find this. This little old-fashioned clock. Oops, sorry about the glare. Oops, I'm looking for a place where it's not so much glare. In any case, I found this thrifting, and it was $3.99, and I love this old style, plus, the sort of aged clock face. Looks really pretty. Oops. Here's another piece of milk glass that I recently found thrifting. A little dish. One of these days I'm going to get all my milk glass out and take a photo and share it with you in a video. But I do love milk glass. How about you guys? Are you out on the hunt for it too, like I am? And then I stumbled upon this wood bowl. It was $4.99. But I think I've mentioned this before in a video that if I'm buying a wood bowl, I always try to buy one that is made out of one solid piece of wood, not, those big salad bowls that are pieced together with different shades of wood and so on. I'm not a big fan of those, but since I love this one, I'm going to go ahead and coffee stain it so it's safe to use for food, and I will be able to enjoy putting it out maybe in the fall. Then guys, I found this oval plate, and it's a false graph maker. I'm not sure what the pattern is called. Maybe if you know, you could let me know in the comments down below. But guys, I'll show you a close-up, but I made a hanger for it because I wanted to hang it in this position on my wall in my library area. And so here it's ready to go. And guys, I only used, as you see in the photo, I only used a strong wire that I bent in a U shape, and then I globbed on the E6000, let it set overnight to make sure it was completely dry and will be strong enough for me to hang, without the fear of it breaking. Oh my gosh, guys. Look at this awesome candlestick that I found. It holds a larger pillar style candle, and I'll put it up here close so you can see the color. It has a little bit, looks like it's a little bit with copper bleeding through, with that patina. But I love the formation of it. It's just so gorgeous. And down here at the bottom, look at the detail. Isn't that pretty? So I've been thinking about treating this as maybe using paint, of course, to perhaps make it into a cement look, or using a dark wax on it to make it look a little darker with some, and especially to highlight this trim on it. Let me know down below in the comments what you think I should do with this really unusual candlestick. Now, friends, oh, by the way, the candlestick was about $7.99. It was a little costly, but it was worth it. I think I'm going to enjoy it in my home. So guys, the next thing I got was this print of goldfinches, which are one of my favorite birds. And this print cost me $4.99. It has a very inexpensive plastic frame on it that I'm not a big fan of. So I went thrifting again after that and looked for an 8x10 frame. And guys, here's a tip for you when you go thrifting. Always bring a tape measure with you because you can be sure you're getting the right size. It can be furniture, whatever you're interested in shopping for, but you can really help yourself out and make sure you're not getting something too small, too large, and so on. But I'm going to be taking out this mat board that's in here, and I'm going to redo the frame. I want it to be a darker color to go with my birds in that print, and I'll show it to you. That's going to be another upcoming project when I next do Flipping Friday. My last pieces are a stack of dishes. I tried to do some research on these to see if I could find out who manufactured them and so on. But Oh my gosh, I spent quite a bit of time trying to figure it out because on the back, let's see if I can show you. Right there it says K79. That's the only maker's mark that's on the back. When I did some research on Google Lens, they said it was made by a company called, let me think, Johann Zeltmann. Let me think, the last name was Strauss in Bavaria that they had, and they did have a fabric. Sorry, that's the German word, a factory. They did have a factory in Bavaria, and have been in business, quite a while. And one of the descriptions I found suggested that it was probably made in the early 1900s. So I have 6 of these that I can set a table with. And I'm really excited to show that to you maybe in the springtime with these pretty pink flowers here. I'll give you a little bit closer look. Aren't those gorgeous? I believe it was hand painted, according to what I read, but I never found the exact match for this particular pattern, I guess you might call it. So anybody who might know what this is for sure, I would love to have that information shared with me. So please do write it down in the comments if you think you know specifically what this plate is, what the pattern's called, what the manufacturer is for certain, and what that K79 means. Basically on Google, all it said was that the K79 was the mark of a lot that was produced by the factory. Oh my goodness, I almost forgot some important things that I had here on the side. This is a wreath that has a lot of different kinds of berries on it. Even some pip berries, I believe. Yes, I see them there. You can see there that I paid, I think it was $6.99 that I paid for it. I just wanted to give you a close-up of it. It's really a spring-looking wreath, don't you agree? So I'll be using this in my decor next spring in 2026. But for this fall, guys, I found this muted wreath with fall colors at the thrift store, of course. I think I paid $7.99 for it. There's a full view. And it has these nice, on the back side, twigs coming out that show on the front side of the wreath as well. But isn't that pretty? I can't wait to use that. I'll be starting to decorate fairly soon. Well, now I'm actually outside in my garage where I've been storing this sled. I bought this sled when I lived in Germany. As many of you probably know, I lived there for 8 years back in the 80s. And I bought this sled there, and my daughter used it when she was very small, like a toddler, and, above that slightly. In any case, I am going to sort of restore this and make it look beautiful for Christmas this year. I'm actually planning to do my living room area as a German Christmas, and this sled will be part of that design. So I invite you to join me when I do my Flipping Friday, because that's when I will be working on this sled and changing it into a beautiful Christmas sled. I hope you will join me. So everyone, thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I really appreciate each and every one of you. And I love to hear from you in the comments. So if you'd like to say something to me about all of my treasures that I found lately, doing a lot of thrifting and antiquing, then please put something down below. Maybe what your favorite item was that I found. Something like that. So this is Mary saying goodbye, and I will talk to you very soon in my next video.